predict all that in the future and it actually to come true?
I mean, first and foremost, I got a lot of prayer warriors. That's first. I feel like I'm covered, you know? But secondly, I think it's just some cocky Harlem shit. Like, that's just Harlem shit in general. We understand aesthetics and vibes and what things are supposed to look like, but I've always been very intentional.
I'm gonna get my back blown out in peace. You think I got time to talk about a divorce that's a year old?
It feels like every time the dust starts to settle between Teyana Taylor and Iman Shumpert, something new explodes to drag their names right back into the headlines. Just when fans thought things couldn't get any messier after their highly publicized breakup, a brand new chapter of chaos unfolded, and this time, it turned physical. What was supposed to be just another night in Los Angeles for the music and entertainment world spiraled into a public spectacle when a heated screaming match broke out between Iman and a man many believed to be Teyana's rumored new flame. What happened next not only stunned witnesses in real time but also set the internet ablaze once the raw, unfiltered footage made its way online. The video shows the two men in each other's faces, tempers flaring, with Teyana caught helplessly in the middle. Fans could barely believe their eyes as the tension grew so intense that a fistfight seemed inevitable. The energy was electric, voices rising, insults being thrown back and forth. But the moment that really had people's jaws on the floor was when the alleged new man shouted, "She chose me now. Move on." That single line, delivered in front of a crowd and into rolling cameras, poured gasoline on an already out-of-control fire. Iman's entire demeanor shifted instantly, his face tightening with fury, his body visibly shaking with rage as he pressed forward, unwilling to back down. Teyana, who was standing nearby, looked overwhelmed as she tried desperately to step in and defuse the situation. Her voice was drowned out by the shouting. Security guards and friends surrounding the group scrambled to hold both men apart, but it was too late. The damage was already done. The altercation had been caught on multiple phones, and before the night was even over, clips of the fight were everywhere online. Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram had all turned into battlegrounds of their own, with fans taking sides and speculating about what really went down. According to people who were there, the confrontation happened outside a private music industry event in Los Angeles. Insiders claim that Iman showed up uninvited, and when he spotted Teyana with another man, he froze. Witnesses say his entire energy changed, and from there, everything escalated quickly. The new man reportedly told Iman to respect boundaries and not interrupt Teyana's night, which only seemed to set him off more. From Iman's perspective, the man was moving too fast, stepping into a role he hadn't earned. He allegedly accused the guy of trying to play stepdad too soon, which struck a very raw nerve. The rumored boyfriend wasn't about to let those words slide. He clapped back hard, refusing to back down, his tone laced with confidence as if he had been preparing for this moment. That's when someone nearby hit record, capturing every insult, every burst of rage, and every heartbreaking attempt from Teyana to keep things under control. By the time security managed to separate them, the crowd had already gathered, whispers had already spread, and the internet had already crowned this moment as the latest chapter in Teyana and Iman's messy saga. The fallout was immediate. Within hours, the clip became the top trending topic on Twitter, with hashtags exploding across every social media platform. For Teyana, this was a nightmare scenario. Sources close to her say she has been trying hard to focus on healing, protecting her peace, and keeping things calm for the sake of her daughter since the split. She has avoided direct drama and made a conscious effort to maintain dignity despite the breakup being so public. But now, her name was once again attached to chaos she never wanted. Witnesses say she left the venue in tears, shielded by close friends who guided her out through a side exit. She was reportedly overheard saying, "This is not what I wanted." At all. Those words resonated deeply with fans, many of whom flooded comment sections with messages of empathy and concern. For Iman, however, the story is more complicated. People close to him insist he didn't come to the event looking for a fight. According to insiders, his intention that night was to check in on his daughter. But when he saw another man not only beside Teyana but also acting like family, something inside of him broke. Later, he allegedly told friends, "He's not her dad. I am." That statement alone gives insight into his mindset. This wasn't just about a breakup, or jealousy, or pride. It was about his role as a father being challenged in a very public way. His reaction, while undeniably volatile, came from a place of emotion rather than logic. Iman has remained publicly silent since the fight, but whispers suggest he may now pursue legal steps to protect his rights as a father. He reportedly feels blindsided and disrespected, and the talk of custody arrangements being reconsidered is growing louder. Friends of his claim he believes this new relationship is deliberately being paraded in front of him to provoke a reaction, and if that's the case, it's working. Meanwhile, fans are working overtime to figure out who exactly this mystery man is. His identity hasn't been officially confirmed, but internet detectives are already combing through Teyana's recent appearances. Some speculate he's an R&B artist she collaborated with, pointing out how natural their chemistry looks at public events. Others believe he could be part of her inner circle or even her security detail, given how comfortable and protective he seemed by her side. Regardless of who he is, the fight has now made him a major figure in this very public story. Over the past few weeks, fans have spotted Teyana and this man together multiple times at dinners, concerts, even a child's birthday party. Their body language in photos looks affectionate, and though Teyana hasn't confirmed or denied a new relationship, the internet is convinced there's something real happening between them. This altercation only poured fuel on that fire, making it almost impossible for her to keep things private anymore. Social media reaction has been divided, with people passionately taking sides. Some argue Iman needs to move on and accept that Teyana has a right to find happiness with someone else. To them, clinging to the past only creates more pain for everyone, especially their daughter. Others sympathize with Iman, pointing out how hard it must be to see your family dynamic change so drastically in public. They view his reaction as flawed but human. Then there's a third group focused on the new man, criticizing him for stepping into such a delicate situation too soon. They argue he should have respected the fact that emotions were still raw and waited before becoming so involved. One viral tweet summed up the situation perfectly. "Why does this feel like an episode of a reality show I never signed up for?" That line has been reshared tens of thousands of times, capturing how surreal this moment feels to fans who have been following the saga from the beginning. On TikTok, users have turned the fight into a full-blown case study. Frame-by-frame breakdowns analyze every gesture, every glance, every word, with millions of views pouring in. It's entertainment to some, but to others, it's a tragic reminder of how personal lives can spiral into public spectacle overnight. Through all the noise, one thing is clear. Many people are deeply worried about Teyana. Comment sections are flooded with messages like "she deserves peace" and "this is just too much." Even some celebrities have stepped in, urging everyone to show compassion. Their messages remind fans that behind the drama, there's a child who didn't choose any of this and deserves stability more than anything else. So what happens next? That's the question on everyone's mind. Teyana may feel pressured to make a public statement soon, if only to regain control of the narrative. If she stays silent, others will shape the story for her, and not always in ways that are fair. Iman might continue down the path of legal action, possibly pushing for custody changes or more structured co-parenting agreements. The new man, meanwhile, is at a crossroads. Does he stay quiet and hope the storm passes, or does he speak up to defend himself, risking even more public backlash? No matter what each of them decides, one thing is undeniable: this story is far from over. What began as a breakup has now spiraled into a full-blown public feud. A protective ex, a confident new man, and a mother just trying to find peace. It's a volatile mix that could combust again at any moment. The center of it all is a little girl who didn't ask for any of this, whose parents' every move is being dissected by millions online. That's why fans, despite being glued to the drama, are hoping cooler heads prevail before things spiral even further. The screaming match wasn't just noise, it was a window into the unresolved pain, the raw emotions, and the egos at play. For now, Teyana is walking a tightrope, every step scrutinized, every choice dissected. Iman's rage may come from love and pride, but if he can't control it, he risks losing more than just an argument. And the new man, whether a boyfriend, a friend, or something in between, now carries a spotlight that could burn brighter than he ever anticipated. As fans continue to watch, one truth remains: the internet may thrive on mess and spectacle, but the real story here isn't about sides. It's about whether the adults involved can rise above the chaos, put their pride aside, and ensure that a child at the heart of this saga grows up in peace rather than turmoil. Because while this drama might feel like reality TV for the world, for Teyana, Iman, and their daughter, this is real life. And real life doesn't have a pause button.